I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite enter my veins. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. Raise my desire, why I'm so far away. No more meaning to my life, no more reason to stay. Freezing, feeling, breathing. I'm coming back again. Clouds rain on my head, empty thoughts fill my ears. Find my shade by the moonlight, why my thoughts aren't so clear. Demons dreaming, breathing. I'm coming back again. So far away when I feel the snake bite enter my veins. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite enter my veins. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came.
This one is called Paranoid Android.
Please could you stop the noise I'm trying around the city where the roads meet way to the depths of the ocean where the whole sand says to you. I was moving through the silence with my ocean waiting for you. I found you.
Hello, 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 hello. It's showtime, everyone. It's showtime. Here we go. Ooh, ooh, the black lady. Oh, look at, oh my goodness. The black mammy. Oh my goodness. What does she think of Ian? What do you think? Oh, oh. Hello, everyone. Hello. Showtime. It's showtime. Hello, everyone. Hello. It is showtime once again. And we are winning. We are winning. And I want you to be Viking strong. Viking strong. And it is good to see you. It's good to see everyone here. I like giving people a laugh. And I can feel the Irish jig in my bones. I can feel Celtic and Irish music and Viking songs as well. That's part of me. That's part of my ancestry, where I'm from. Northern European. I describe myself as Celtic and Viking and Germanic, from the Germanic tribes of old. That's what runs through my blood. That's what runs through my blood. And I'm as mischievous as a leprechaun. This is El Diablo Radio International, the greatest show in hell. Nobody does it better. Nobody. And this is the mascot here for the Sanity Machine. I have my own channel here, El Diablo. I'm a handsome, cheeky little devil. Some people say, well, you're a horny devil. Look at those horns. But look at, I have a double halo as well. I'm not just horny. I don't just have horns. I have a double halo. I'm both. I'm two in one. I'm an angel and a devil. I'm two in one. They can't just pigeonhole me as a devil. Say, oh, look, he's the devil. He's calling himself El Diablo. Well, look at the halo, dummies. Did you miss the halo? There's a double halo above my head to go with the horns. There's two horns and there's a double halo. If you look closely, that golden halo. It's a double halo. It's a special halo. El Diablo, El Diablo. So some people have been saying that King Stephen's real name isn't Stephen. They're saying his name is James, or it's Antonio. They're saying that the R, Stephen R. Killeen, that the R stands for Rasputin, the mystic, the Russian mystic that was very difficult to kill. They tried many ways to kill him. They tried to shoot him multiple times. They poisoned him. They threw him and tried to drown him. They tried all kinds of things. Threw him, I think, off a bridge. They tried all sorts of ways to get rid of him. Well, I'm difficult to kill as well, to KI double hockey sticks. I'm not easy to get rid of from this realm. They've tried. These fuckers have tried to get rid of me different ways, and I'm still here. They've tried to get rid of all my channels, and I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm haunting them. I'm haunting Team Evil. I'm in their nightmares. They obsess over me. They watch my show and they get triggered and they'll make videos and posts. They get so triggered. Hello, TG. And hello, Trace. Good to see you both. What a fantastic day it has been. I had a glorious nap earlier today. I'm enjoying a nice coffee right now. I had some ramen noodles for dinner. Had some groceries delivered. It wasn't a Negro that delivered my groceries. It was an Arab. He was an Arab that delivered my groceries. I don't think his name is Muhammad, but Muhammad or something. It wasn't quite Muhammad, but it was something with an M, his name. And they show a little picture of your shopper and your driver. So it wasn't Muhammad, but he seemed Middle Eastern. Wasn't the friendliest chap in the world. He wasn't that friendly of a fellow. And I didn't order much pork this time, and I didn't add to my order. I could have added ham and pork sausages and bacon and pork chops. They don't like to handle pork. They don't like to touch it. Those guys. They don't like to handle any pork. Hello, Anafe. Good to see you. No, it wasn't Abdullah. It wasn't Abdullah or Abi Baba. I can't think of the guy's name. I can't remember I think it started with an M, but he looked very Middle Eastern. I don't think he spoke much English. And he was delivering. He was my grocery shopper. He was my servant for the day today. I didn't hire him full time. I just paid him to do my shopping and bring me my groceries and gave him a tip. I was his white savior for the day. You know how some of them say, these liberals say, "Oh, we don't want white saviors." A lot of them are anti-white. These people. I'm not saying he was. I don't know if he was or not for sure, or is, but a lot of them are. Now maybe he wasn't personally, but a lot of them are. Just like that Creep Alley creep. Remember her? That creepy creature that loves to make videos about me. She also likes to wear a black latex catsuit. You know, the ones with the crotch open and it's a catsuit and it's skin tight and there's a part that goes over their head, their face. It's a catsuit. It's a bondage catsuit. She likes to wear a black latex catsuit. I'm aware of her fetishes. I'm aware. So she likes to post about me. Anyway, she's anti-white. She's not Middle Eastern. She's from Africa, but ethnically she's Indian. So she was supposed to live in India, but there's an enclave in certain African countries like Zambia, where the zombies go, and there's a lot of Indians there that have taken over the sacred ground of the darky, what would you call them? The Negroes in Zambia. So the Indians, the Browns, have invaded the black territory and used the resources and done cultural appropriation and all the other stuff there to make profit. And then they praise the blacks and they hate the white people. She's anti-white, Creep Alley. Crip Alley. I'll type her name in the. You know who she is. She's creepy. She's a cockroach. She lives in a barn. She's a stinky bum. She's a third world stinky bum. She doesn't take showers. She doesn't like Western showers, bathtubs, running hot water. She doesn't like the modern West, yet she stayed here for decades and made money working in Portland. It's creepy, isn't it? It's creepy, isn't it? If you hate America so much, why would you stay in America? Why would you go to school in America and then get a job and stay for decades? Why don't you leave? Go back to the third world. Stop bashing America and the West and Western civilization and white people. Just go back to the third world and wash out of a bucket. Brush your teeth out of the same bucket that you wash your ass out of, you fucking creep. She's Rot Blood's muse. Exactly. I think she brushes her teeth out of the same stinky bucket that she washes out of. She lives in a barn. She's still living in the barn in Illinois, by the way. She calls it Southern Illinois. Oh, wow. It's Southern. It's real Southern. It's still the Midwest. It's not the South. But she lives in a barn, somebody's barn. They gave her a place to stay because she's poor. She's broke. Yes, I agree with you. They're colonizing. They're colonizers. They are colonizers. Imperialists. Thieves of natural resources. Keeping the darkies down. They're keeping the blacks down. They're oppressors. They're oppressors, these Indians from India that moved there and took over land and built these enclaves of Indians only in Africa, in Zambia and other countries. I don't think it's the only African country, but yeah, they're colonizers. They're colonizers. They blame white people, but look what they're doing. Why don't they stay in India? Why are they taking over territory in Africa? Stay out of Africa. Just like the Chinese. What are the Chinese doing there? What are Asians doing in Africa? Why are Chinese companies there? What the fuck are the Chinese construction companies and mining companies doing in Africa? Stay out of Africa. Let the Africans develop. They claim to have technology. Africans. They claim, sorry, I'm going to lose it. The Africans claim to have technology and know-how and ingenuity. They should be able to do all this stuff on their own somehow. I'm sorry. With their wooden scooters. Chukatoos or whatever they're called. Anyway, let's get into it tonight. These MunchkIncels, these little MunchkIncels are very hateful of me because I have confidence and because I can draw an audience and keep an audience, and the ladies love El Diablo. And these MunchkIncels or incels, they're involuntarily celibate little virgin twerps, little short ass, scrawny, 5'2" little munchkins. They have munchkin voices. They have soy boy voices. They have voices like Elmo on Helium. Hi guys, and they have these voices that are just awful. They don't have any testosterone. They're low T, and they're jealous and they're bitter and they're spiteful. These little MunchkIncels. So anyway, this little MunchkIncel Tom S made a video about me, calling me a racist. He says I'm a racist because sometimes I'll put up an image of a black person eating fried chicken or something, as though that's so wrong, right? I agree, Anafe, exactly. So they go somewhere else to get black servants. They have black servants. These Indians have black servants in Africa, according to Kripali. They keep servants for decades. Yes, Elmo on helium. That's what they sound like. Anyway, I'm gonna share this video. This is a response video I made to this little guy, this little creepy stalker that obsesses over women, and he calls this woman his not soulmate but twin flame, and he's a stranger to her. He called the cops on her and sent cops to her house with these fake wellness tests when she was perfectly fine. He's harassed her. He's obsessed over her. He's stalked her. He's a real creep. Tom, you're a real creepy creature. He's never kissed a girl in his life, never held a girl's hand, never had sex. He's never had a girlfriend. He's over 40 years old. He's a little creepy virgin. Fool.
That's what a soy boy is. It's like a leftist.
Fool.
That's what a soy boy is like a leftist or something like that. I don't really pay attention to like culture wars or politics or whatever, but I guess that's the perception that Stephen is the straw man that Stephen has built in order to vilify me in his circle. So that's what I'm talking about. You know, Stephen makes shit up about people. He lies about people, and that's just what he does on a regular basis.
Tom's a truther zombie liar.
Now, in regards to racism and my comments as to, I pointed out in a video that I think that Stephen is actually like a racist because whenever he has a black person up on the screen, and I saw this multiple times, like 3 or 4 times, and whenever there's a black person on,
Fool. Whenever there's a black person, they are not eating fried chicken all the time. I like black people. I don't hate them. I don't hate Asians. I don't hate Chinese people. I like Chinese food. I don't hate Italians. I like their pizzas and lasagna and chicken parmigiana and fettuccine. I don't hate them. What are you talking about? I don't hate Vietnamese people. I don't hate all black people. I've had Jamaican food before. It was pretty decent. Oxtails, plantains. And they make this dish that's, I think it's rice with peas or something, and jerk chicken, spicy jerk chicken. I don't hate Jamaicans. I don't hate them. I'm not like them, though. I'm different from them. I don't behave the way they do, but I don't hate them. If I hated them, I'd say, fuck them. I'm not eating their food. Yes, that is the yardstick I use. If I'll try their food, that means I don't hate them. Doesn't hate them. If I try their food, it means I don't hate them. I wouldn't eat the food of somebody that I hated. Think about it. It makes sense. Would you eat the food cooked by an enemy of yours that you hate? No, you wouldn't. In the olden days, hundreds of years ago. What are you talking about, Serge? What's your problem? You're coming across here like a dummy. You're standing out like a sore thumb. Why don't you come in here and learn some manners? It makes sense. Learn some fucking manners, Serge. Did you just get here? I said what I am earlier. Celtic. Viking strong. Germanic blood. Celtic blood from the Germanic tribes and the Celts. Vikings. What are you? What are you, Sergey? Sergey? What are you? What are you, dummy? Barge in here like that. You sound stupid. What's wrong with you? Get some manners. Learn how to join a chat and say hello to people. Yeah, you just got here. Learn some manners, fucking idiot. Learn some manners. come in and say hi or hello. Don't barge in here like a fool. What's wrong with you? And then you say, what are you, without a question mark? Learn some grammar, learn some English. Learn how to use punctuation. If you ask a question, use a question mark. You dummy. You dummy. Sergey. What's your name? Is it Sergey? Of course I'm right. Is English your second language? Do you speak English? Do you speak English? Use some manners when you come over here to my show. This is El Diablo Radio International. This is the greatest show in hell. Nobody does it better anywhere. This is the greatest show. This is the greatest show. Sergio, where are you from? Brazil? Where are you from? Hello, Ren. Good to see you. It's good to see you. I'm interrogating this Surge character that just got here. They barged in here with no manners and said, "What are you?" without a question mark to me. I'm El Diablo. I'm a mad Viking. Who do you think you're talking to, Sergio? Fool.
That's what a soy boy.
Fool.
That's what a soy.
Fool.
That's what a soy boy is like a leftist or something like that. I don't really pay attention to like culture wars or politics or whatever, but I guess that's the perception that Stephen is the straw man that Stephen has built in order to vilify me in his circle. So that's what I'm talking about. You know, Stephen makes shit up about people, he lies about people, and that's just what he does on a regular basis.
Tom's a truther zombie, liar.
Now, in regards to racism and my comments as to, I pointed out in a video that I think that Stephen is actually like a racist because.
So he says that I'm, quote, actually like a racist. And then he giggles. Why is that funny? If it's something bad, why is he giggling? Because he's using it as a weapon. Now, I paused here because racist is a made-up word. Trotsky used it to browbeat dissenters of the communist ideology, and it's still used to this day in the West to shut down all nonconformists. They try to browbeat you with that word, and they giggle over it. They giggle over it. It's a weaponized word, but it's empty of meaning. It's empty. Stop using the word racist. He thinks it's hilarious. Well, I thought racist was a bad thing in your mind, Tom. What are you laughing about so much?
Whenever he has a black person up on the screen.
I have black people on my show as guests. I don't have hatred for blacks. I'm down with the Negroes.
And I saw this multiple times.
I employ lots of Negroes. What are you talking about, you fucking idiot? If I give them money, am I against them?
It's like 3 or 4 times. And whenever there's a black person on.
I rent real estate to blacks. I rent real estate to blacks. I'm not against the blacks. I'm just different, that's all. There's nothing wrong with being different. I have my own culture. I have my own heritage. I am a mad Viking. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Celtic music runs through my veins. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing. I don't relate to people in certain countries that are just learning how to create a wheel, a wooden wheel to ride on. Anyway. Serge, are you old enough to be here? Are you an adult or are you just a little kid? Because this is an adults only channel. You might be too young to be here. Are you an adult? Are you an adult? Let's jump on over here to this.
Hey YouTube, I'm going to be talking about something that's a little different today. And you know what? I have a lot of passion about this subject. So, first, I'm wearing a bone shirt today that I got at the thrift store. And then I'm also wearing a bone hair clip because I felt really silly. And you know what? I think it's cute. So, anyways, I'm going to be talking about incels. So, let's first clear up the definition of what an incel is. A lot of people think that, oh, it's just someone that like plays games, doesn't have friends, doesn't have a girlfriend. No, that's like majority of us. That's majority of the people. That's not an incel. I think like it's been used so much that like we lost the meaning. But no, an incel in my definition is someone that just hates on women for no reason. Like they go on the internet, they like comment, oh my god, she's so mid. Oh my gosh, she's so...
No, it isn't. Actually, incel means involuntarily celibate. So they don't want to be celibate. They wish they had a girlfriend. They wish they were having sex, but they're involuntarily celibate because they can't get a partner. That's what an incel is.
ugly. And then they like complain that they can't get a girlfriend. Like they have zero respect for women, period. I think that's what an incel is. But we're gonna be talking about a reaction channel today. I'm not gonna name them name because like no free clout, you know? But they made a video reacting to my video that I made on New Year's. And they were like basically nitpicking everything I said. They were like, oh my god, it's a girl. All she has to do is go outside and like plenty of guys will ask for her number or whatever. And like, are you dumb? That's not how it works, man. I'm afraid of socializing, but that's not the topic of this video. And the majority of people that were like interacting with this video were his fans. So they were all like, oh my god, yeah, like she's not even that pretty. I don't know why people like her video or whatever. And then they were like saying things like that I had it so easy because I was a female, which is technically not true because if you look at history, but whatever, I digress. But like I think those guys are the true incels. Like they're going online where like on the internet there's so many different kinds of videos. Like there's animal, like I think those guys are the history, but whatever. It's technically not true because if you look at easy because I was a female, which is technically that I had it so easy because I was a female, which is technically not true because if you look at history, but whatever. When
you look at history, you think women had it harder than men. How many of you were drafted to go to war to die by the millions? See, you have this feminist view and it's just, you don't do any research. You don't study anything. You don't know anything. But this is a typical young female, right? I'm not here to defend incels, quite the opposite. I'm going to be talking about incels during this video, but she has it completely wrong. She doesn't know what an incel means. Incel, involuntarily celibate. That's what they are.
Digress, but like I think those guys are the true incels. Like they're going online where like on the internet there's so many different kinds of videos. Like there's animal videos, gaming videos, music videos. Like out of all the things you could watch, you watch a middle-aged man make fun of an 18-year-old girl on the internet. Yeah, it makes sense why you don't have a girlfriend now, buddy. Like let's think about that. If I was like actively like searching content about like why men suck or like why da da da, then like it would make sense why I wouldn't have a boyfriend.
You know, there's a lot of feminist YouTube channels and sites like that saying men suck. It's all over the media. So maybe you don't do that personally, chick, Asian, whatever, but a lot do.
Boyfriend. Like if I did stuff like that, I wouldn't be saying like, oh my god, why don't I have a boyfriend? Why don't guys like me? While I'm actively searching like why men suck, why men should die, like on the internet, you know.
See, this is the way girls communicate to each other, but she just doesn't have the right information to even discuss the topic. She skipped step one. Learn what the word means. Learn what incel means before you give your thoughts on incels. You don't even know what you're talking about, which is very common these days. You should be on idiocracy. You're dumb. You're dumb.
You know, like those are the same guys that are like commenting, "Oh my gosh, she's so mid and ugly," like on a pretty girl's post, and like, girl, that's why you don't have a girlfriend. Those are the true incels in my opinion. So let's like stop calling people that
No, the true incels would be involuntarily celibate people.
don't have friends or like don't socialize incels, and let's start calling those people incels because they're actual degenerates. Okay, goodbye. Thanks for my thank.
Degenerate is different from an incel, though. It's not the same thing. So anyway, you should just make videos on your fashion. That would be better. And makeup or something. And I know that'll upset some people to say, oh, girls can do more than just fashion and makeup. But when they talk about topics, they usually don't know what they're talking about first. They missed the first step. They want to do the talking part, but they don't want to have the knowledge to know what they're talking about. Anyway.
This is what the life of an incel looks like. For the people who don't know that term, involuntarily celibate. Involuntarily celibate, meaning they are not able to have intercourse with anyone because they literally can't.
Well, they can't unless they do something that's illegal most places. Hire a prostitute, hire a hooker. I hope this isn't copyright. Please let me know if this is a message to everybody tuned in, especially mods though. Please let me know if YouTube suspends the stream, because I don't want to lose my channel or get a strike. So if they suspend it, if I'm showing something, I have to shut that content down that I'm sharing. So I don't know if Vice allows me to share this, HBO or not. Other channels can get away with it, but usually I can't. So I don't know how much of this I can share. I'm going to skip ahead.
Or resentful like he did, and to be able to laugh at him is a way.
Thing. My man dove headfirst into that N-word as though he's received a government-issued N-word pass by all 535 members of Congress.
He has a mental disorder. Leave him alone.
I might be a bit more harsh on just sort of his presentation, but I think this like type of guy, society is just like, oh yeah, they're disgusting and gross and nobody cares about them. But as we've seen, if the wrong type of guy is lonely enough for the longest amount of time, that's dangerous. Like they get crazy.
And if they're fueled by a group of people that are encouraging certain behavior.
I have not interacted with a female that...
I think there's a lot of incel male truthers. There's no mods here. Oh my goodness, I forgot. I forgot to add the mods on here since I've been live. Oh my goodness. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know, Anafe. I totally forgot about that with this new channel. I got to mod people up right now. That's a great point. I'm laughing at myself now because I totally forgot to do that this whole time. I forgot to add moderators. Okay, so Trace is a mod, Ren is a mod, Anafe is a mod. Dangerous like Tom S. Yes, he is dangerous. He stalked and obsessed over a woman. He called the police on her multiple times. He spammed her email with probably dozens, if maybe hundreds, but he sent a lot of emails. And she doesn't want him. So he is nuts and dangerous.
Is not related to me. And
he claims an entity murdered his parents. Well, how do we know that wasn't Tom himself?
Over 3 years. This meetup will be the first time. An incel is someone who is unable to get into a romantic relationship. There is most likely not a single female on the planet that would be willing to date me.
Hello.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. Hello, female.
What do you think when you see a woman on the street?
I don't
Well, them you saying hello female might be part of your problem.
even connect. I don't feel like I live in the same society as her. Women will judge you based on the superficial standards. I'm physically unattractive and I have no experience speaking to females. I do blame women for why we have so many men single, depressed, lonely. There is no like fairy tale love. It's all like a game.
Go inside the Australian incel community. There might be Australian men and women that are a bit older that don't understand what's going on. But you know, there's like an epidemic of incels. There's a hell of a lot of them. They're not all MunchkIncels the size of Tom S. But Tom is very creepy. He is very creepy. He wants to be the villain, and no one's afraid of him. No one's making him a villain. Like, I don't make Elmo a fucking villain, right? It's just a small little puppet. He's just tiny. He's not a threat to me. He's a tiny little MunchkIncel. That's what Tom is. Anyway, there is an epidemic in the West of incels. It's the majority of young men are virgins into their 30s now, I think. I'm not kidding about this. There's really something going on in Western civilization. Team Eagle MunchkIncels Guild. We are the MunchkIncels Guild. The MunchkIncels Guild. The MunchkIncels Guild. There's these tiny little man children, these little manlets. They're MunchkIncels, like Tom S. Now, they're not all that tiny. Some of them might be average height. Some of them might even be taller than average. Some might be super thin. Some might be obese, super fat. There's younger incels. There's middle-aged ones like Tom S. He's a 40-something-year-old virgin. He's never kissed a girl in his life, never held a woman's hand or a girl's hand, growing up into his 40s. And he just has nostalgia for playing little video games with his buddies when he was young as a child. That's the thing. They live in this perpetual childhood where they're 40-something years old and they're thinking about playing games with their friends when they were in elementary school. They never grew up. They never grew up. They never reached manhood. That's a problem. I'm not sure what a squish is. He's a squish. So there are incels all over the realm, from United States to Australia, everywhere you go now. Now, were there always? I'm sure there probably were 100 years ago. But were there as many as there are today? No, there weren't. That's what's changed. There's a hell of a lot more socially awkward incels, gincels, MunchkIncels. It's become very common in the West. And there is something wrong. It's an indication that there is something wrong. And I suspect that a lot of male quote truthers are incels. And that's why a lot of them hate me. They're jealous and envious and spiteful towards me. And they always bring up, where's your girlfriend? As though it's an impossibility to get a girlfriend. I've had many girlfriends. I've had over a dozen girlfriends in my life. They've never had one. So for them, they view it as winning the lottery or something that's almost impossible. It isn't. You people are mental, you incel truthers, little baby truthers that come here. They're mental. They're mental. I have a girlfriend, a long-term girlfriend, and you'll never have a girlfriend. To you, that would be like winning the lottery, and you'll never have it because you're fucking socially awkward and mental and creepy. Stalkers, you're obsessive, your personality is all fucked up, your emotions are all fucked up, you didn't mature into manhood, There's a lot wrong with you incels. There's a hell of a lot wrong that you never work on. You never develop yourself. And you're creepy and weird. And then you laugh at things like you're just childish and immature, like, oh, he's making me a villain. You're like these nerdy, fucking creepy little cockroaches. They're kind of like this. You don't scare anybody. You're not a villain. You're just like a little, just nerdy little incels. This is what they look like. This is what they remind me of. And the MunchkIncels. How dare you? He's a racist. He's a racist. Hello, Rashawn. Hello.
If you could summarize your opinion towards women.
Like what I think of them?
Yes.
I do think they are very important, but
So they're not always a member of an online subculture, but involuntarily celibate. That's what incel means. And then it says an incel is a member. Not really. Member, come on, they don't have to be that at all. There's incels that don't go to any of those, online subculture. There's ones that are not part of that at all. So they're not sexually active despite desiring to be. Some people get it so wrong. I've seen people online say they're choosing to be incels. Not necessarily. A lot of them are, again, they're involuntarily. It's not voluntarily celibate. That would be choosing. They're involuntarily celibate. They can't get a girlfriend. They're so socially awkward. They can't get a date. They can't get anything, much less sex or a sexual relationship.
Some topics are hard to approach.
More and more male hatred against women is rising up.
You might call this a new phenomenon.
Either the subjects are inaccessible or people are uncomfortable discussing them.
If you're an ugly guy, you better get a good job and make some money, because nobody's going to want to talk to you.
Girls, I will destroy you.
You don't deserve to get laid at all!
So we found those subjects in person, rented a space in Hollywood, and invited our audience and any strangers walking by to come inside and ask them anything.
Okay, hey, I'm Brendio. I also go by Derek. I'm an incel, and I'm here to answer people's questions about the topic.
I can start? Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
So you're an incel?
Yes.
Why would you ever sign up to do this?
I suppose I would want to give more of a positive light on this community, which is a very negative light upon it.
Okay, and do you think that's a good thing?
Yes.
Why is that?
Because a lot of the boys in this community aren't bad people.
But you acknowledge that a good handful of them are, right?
Not a good handful, I would say a small handful.
Who hurt you, or what happened? What event sort of catalyzed this way of thinking and you getting into this?
The who hurt you question by women is not helpful, whether it's directed at incels or others. It's really a dumb question. It really is. If you're a woman, okay, don't bother asking that. It's just stupid. Sexy music for incels to talk about being. Anyway, good to see you, Salty Siren. I remembered after Anna Faye reminded me that I don't have mods here to add the mods. So wait a second. Did I add Louise? Louise is here. Hello, Louise. I'm trying to do a few things at once, so please forgive me. I'm adding mods now. I totally forgot until Anna Faye said you don't have mods here. I was like, wait a second, I forgot. So yeah, I've been running live streams here without mods. I forgot to add mods, so I'm adding the mods now, the same mods that we have on the Sanity Machine as people show up. So you should see wrenches now being added. Onifazamod, Renzamod. I added Louise, Salty Siren.
This kind of research.
Not a good handful, I'd say a small handful.
Who hurt you, or what happened? What event sort of catalyzed this way of thinking and you getting into this kind of research?
Society.
Do you hate women?
No.
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 Do you have a female role model in your life?
A female role model?
Yeah, like a mom or an aunt or a friend?
I mean, I love my mom. I wouldn't necessarily consider her a role model, but I do love her quite a bit.
If a woman was elected as president of the United States, how would you react?
I don't know. It probably would depend on the woman. I probably wouldn't be supportive of it, honestly, but.
Why do you say that, if you don't mind me asking?
I do think that men should be the leaders and women should be the caregivers and the loving, supporting, and the teachers in some cases.
Since women of color, or just women in general, have been oppressed by certain systems and other oppressed communities, especially LGBTQ+, all those don't really fit with the spectrum that incels or you have been talking about. So why do you think your method of thought would help fix what we have today?
I probably wouldn't view the things that you might view as oppression as oppression. I have a feeling. I would view it more as how we treat children that we love. We control them, but we control them lovingly, not as a slave, not as we're forcing them to do things against their will. I would view it more as a loving domestic thing in the past. And I would say that if we were to do it in a civilized way, maybe in a more, even a Christian way, even though I'm not really advocating for a certain religion or ideology, I would assume that women would probably be happier. And I wouldn't just assume that blindly, I would assume that based on the data that I have seen.
What data have you seen that has brought you to this conclusion? Because I'm now curious where I can get this data from.
I couldn't reference it offhand, but I believe there was a study that I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Okay. What do you think it is about liberal areas that create behavior in women that you think is a problem?
Promiscuity leads to increased standards in more primitive aspects, such as looks, and that typically makes it harder for some people to find a relationship, including sometimes good-looking people. There's guys who are much better looking than I am who are having a really hard time finding someone in a place like LA or in London or in Auckland, New Zealand, but they probably would have a perfectly fine time finding a woman somewhere else.
So you think that promiscuity is the problem, and if people were more monogamous and more withholding, that would sort of fix society?
Yeah, I suppose people were more traditionalist.
There have been a few mass shootings in the past where these shooters actually stated that they were incels or were radicalized by online incels. What do you think about their actions?
I condemn their actions. I don't believe violence is the solution. I don't believe attacking random people is going to fix anything, whether they're, women or men. I do think that the reason why they committed those actions was probably because of out of desperation or out of, mental problems that probably could have been prevented had the right support was in their community, in their household. If people saw what they were posting and saw what they were experiencing in life and did something to help them.
Was there like a pivotal moment in your life, like a straw that broke the metaphorical camel's back?
It's constant years of rejection, no matter who the person was, constant years of rejection in other aspects of my life. It did kind of push me towards more, I suppose, radical beliefs, but I suppose they're only like radical, but they're more just old beliefs, really.
No, it sounds like I had another metaphor, like death by 1,000 cuts. It's not like one pivotal moment, but it sounds like a bunch of things built up over time.
Yeah.
One of the common criticisms about the incel community is that you feel entitled to sex or intimacy. Do you believe that you deserve sex or intimacy from a woman?
I think everybody at some level deserves someone that loves them and, respects them, as long as you are also loving and respectful towards that person. You know, they're an equal. You know, you're not like seeking someone beyond yourself. You know, you don't have like too high standards, I suppose. You know.
If you can tell the world about something about being incel that, you know, that may not be in the internet or that's overlooked heavily, what would it be?
I don't know. I think it's mostly that most of the men are not inherently bad people. A lot of them are just lonely. They just need some help, really.
Okay. Would you say that there's anything that other people can do to help guide or just support or anything?
You know, the lonely person in your class or the lonely person in your workplace, maybe he's an incel and he's not letting you know and he's just kind of afraid to, you want someone positive, just be nice, say hi, try and make friends with him. You don't have to date him, you don't have to whatever, just, you know, brighten up someone lonely's day, I suppose.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
You don't want to be an incel?
No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, it's part of the whole involuntarily thing. I mean,
she's
you know, you want
anyway, if this guy lost a little bit of weight and got himself in shape, I'm sure he could get a girlfriend. But a lot of it is their lack of confidence. They're kind of awkward, and then they kind of black pill themselves, thinking that they will never. They get into a mindset of black pilling themselves, believing that they will never have a girlfriend or they'll be a virgin for life or all this sort of stuff. And I think that's part of the problem. And also it's toxic. It's a toxic, self-defeating, self-sabotaging mindset for anyone, whether they're an incel or there's something else in this realm, to compare yourself to others and to get envious and jealous and spiteful. It's harmful to do that. It's self-sabotage. But they hate confident people. Incels quite often, I've noticed this pattern. They're jealous, angry, envious, and spiteful. If someone is confident and someone can do what they can't do or has what they don't have, they'll get very spiteful and envious and lash out and say, oh, I think he's a loser, he's a punk ass, he's a liar, all this sort of stuff, because they're an incel and they don't have women that find them attractive and give them compliments, not just physically attractive, but compliment them on their confidence, on their talents, on their character. Oh, shit. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Thank you. Hello, can you still hear me? Can anyone hear me? Hello, can anyone hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello, can anyone hear me? Are we still live? I can't tell for sure. Are we still live? Hello, can anyone? Is this live? Hello? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Anafe, I see that it's back. You hear me. Is the screen no longer the YouTube black warning screen? Oh no, it stopped again? What the hell? Hello? I stopped streaming that. What the fuck is going on? Hello, 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 YouTube. Fucking YouTube. YouTube, I'm not streaming anything that's copyrighted. Put the stream back. Put the fucking stream back, YouTube. Hello. Hello. Is there anybody out there? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hello. No sound. It's bigger than sound, Rashawn. I've waited it out many times in the past, but they're really coming after me now. Can you hear me? This isn't my first rodeo. I've had channels taken down while I'm live streaming. I've waited out copyrights once I stopped sharing. Hello. Thank you, Anafe. Thank you. See, it's YouTube doing this. Starting a new stream, I will if I have to, but I'm trying to get this so it doesn't lose the stream and get a strike. That's what I'm trying to do. I could click end stream and just start again, but YouTube might take that as, oh, he's just quitting, and quitting is no way to avoid a strike. So gone again, really? Oh, fucking hell, man. I'm not sharing any fucking copyright, YouTube. This is such bullshit. Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm not even sharing any copyrighted. I stopped sharing it long ago. YouTube, fuck off. I stopped sharing copyrighted long ago. Fucking hell, man. YouTube is really fucked up. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, hello, hello. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, hello, hello. Testing. 1, 2. Testing. Check 1. Check 2. Check 3. Check 33. Hello, hello. Are we live? Hello. Can I share my own content on here? Is that fine? Can YouTube, can I share my own content on here? Can I speak without being interrupted for every fucking 2 minutes? Do you see what my channel deals with? If you think they treat me the same as other channels, if you think they treat my channels the same way as other channels, you are delusional or haven't been paying attention. One of my channels was taken down during a live stream. Crimes of Beauty was taken down during a live stream, not just the live, the whole channel for people that are new here. I've lost channels before. I don't get the same treatment on YouTube. This world doesn't treat us all the same way. Reality doesn't work that way. Anyway, I'm gone again. Okay, great. Incredible. Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, hello. 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 Hello, hello.